Thank you all for coming this morning. As you can tell by those who are in attendance, we're excited about today's announcement.
Thank you very much, Sergeant Martos. And this is obviously with this many elected officials, it must be a piece of good news to announce here today. And I think our Chief Garcia is going to make that announcement about good news for law enforcement here in our city. But first, I just want to say to you, Chief, it was a very sad weekend for law enforcement over the weekend. The loss of our firefighter, John Stone, the loss of a young man, a 15-year-old who was rappelling with them. And I just want to say thank you to you and your department for the incredible professionalism that was demonstrated during that investigation. And of course, I know I speak on behalf of everyone here at the podium. I think the Chief is going to say a few words as well, but that our thoughts and prayers are with the Johnstone family and the family, the parents and the siblings of the young man who was killed as well. As I said, today we're actually here to announce a piece of good news, hiring of new police officers for the first time in a long time in the city of Phoenix. Over the past 2.5 years, we have made public safety our top priority here in the city of Phoenix. We've asked the public to do a little more than they've had in the past so that we can keep the number of police officers and firefighters we need to keep us safe. And although we have fewer police officers than we did at the beginning of the economic downturn, Phoenix is a safe city, and crime is down here in the city of Phoenix. And that, of course, is first and foremost a testament to the professionalism of our police force and the leadership of our police chief, Chief Daniel Garcia. Like many governments, like many cities, we still are in an era of tight budgets. Just a few months ago, this council, people on this stage, we had some incredibly difficult budgetary decisions to make, and we did it very, very professionally. Those issues were not easy, but we worked through them, and we've kept our commitment, the commitment to cut our food tax here in the city of Phoenix, to keep it cut in half. And we did so in a way that still allowed us to rehire police officers ahead of schedule, and that's what today's announcement is about. This is the first step on a long road of hiring and training new officers so that we can have the number of police officers we need for our future. We're a growing city, and we have to prepare for our future needs. Chief Garcia will get into the details of today's announcement and what these officers will mean for our department. But what it means for our city is that you have a mayor and a city council represented here on this stage committed to keep our streets and our neighborhoods safe today and over the long term. I want to thank our Public Safety Subcommittee Chair, Michael Nowakowski, who's going to say a few words in a moment. Our resident firefighter on the City Council, Daniel Valenzuela. We have Councilman Thelda Williams, who has been throughout her career in public service. No one has been a stronger friend and supporter of law enforcement, particularly our police. And of course, Councilman Kate Gallego here as well, a rock-solid supporter of law enforcement. So next to the podium, I think I'm bringing, to make the official announcement, our Police Chief, Daniel Garcia.
Thank you, Mayor Stanton. Folks, we're, as a mayor stated, we're very excited today because on August 22nd, we're actually opening up our recruiting site for the Phoenix Police Department. That's where new recruits, people that are interested in becoming law enforcement officers for the city of Phoenix, can go online and fill in an application to become a Phoenix police officer. As the mayor stated, our last career officer academy was in 2009. So again, this is a big announcement, a big day, a day that we've been looking forward very strongly in the Phoenix Police Department. And I can tell you, having come in here in 2012, getting toward this date has been a priority one goal for me and my staff. The mayor's already done this, folks, but I got to tell you that I'm extremely proud of the men and women of the Phoenix Police Department. We couldn't be here today if they weren't able to go out there and continue to do their job, and to not just do their job, but do their job effectively. I can tell you right now that the City of Phoenix and the Phoenix Police Department has done an outstanding job in our crime efforts in this city. To date, we're down 8% in crime overall. We're down in crime. And that's an incredible figure for a department that is down so many officers. But again, it's to the credit of the men and women of the Phoenix Police Department who go out there every day and give it their all for the citizens of Phoenix. I also want to talk about the mayor and council. Folks, we've had nothing but support from our mayor, Mayor Stanton, and our council and our public safety committee in relation to moving our department continually to moving it forward. We've covered many topics, everything from crime strategies to hiring officers to how do we get to hiring officers to, again, supporting the men and women of the Phoenix Police Department doing their job. So I want to thank the mayor and council for their constant support throughout this long journey that we've been involved in, all the way back really to 2009. The council and mayor has always been there in the city manager's office and leading us forward and guiding us and continue to support us any way they could as we move forward. Our goal in the next 3 years is to hire 300 officers. But I have to tell you, that's a minimum goal for us. The fact is, we want to hire more than 300 officers. But we will hire at least 100 officers in the next 3 years. Every year, 100 officers for a total of 300 officers. But again, that's a minimum figure for us. We want to continue to hire. We want to continue to look at ways that we can be creative to open up the hiring process to even more officers. We've also looked at grants. There's a COP grant that the City of Phoenix, the Phoenix Police Department, has recently applied for. It's a $3.18 million grant that will allow us to hire an additional 25 officers to our figure. So we're looking at different ways, and with the mayor and council support, we're going to continue that process. You might ask yourselves, what kind of candidates are we looking for? Folks, we're looking for highly qualified candidates of high moral and standards. We're looking for people that understand the passion of policing, that understand that police work is about the cause and not the action. The cause being trying to bring closure for people that have been victims of crime, some even having lost loved ones to violent criminal incidents. We're looking for people that understand that type of demand of police work. So we're looking for officers that understand that. We're going to encourage laterals and continue to ask reserve officers to come over to the career lateral to join us as quickly as possible. Anyone that's interested, I want to make sure that you have our website for hiring. It's phoenix.gov/police/joinphxpd. The additional information that I want to give you is some test dates. And people that are interested on becoming Phoenix police officers have to go on the recruiting site and sign up for these written test dates. And the written test dates are September 26th, October 18th, November 14th, and December 13th. So we're having 4 dates that we reserve for written examinations that, again, you have to sign up for these dates. You just can't show up. You have to go online on our website and sign up for these dates. As an effort to also make sure that people have the information they need through this hiring process, we're also going to have a kind of a live stream session on YouTube where people can call in and talk to us about the qualifications to be a Phoenix police officer. We'll be doing that later this week or perhaps next week. But again, this is something that we want to be able to give people as much information as possible. Additional information, details of the hiring process. Again, apply online. Pre-register is required. Applicants will take a written test, a physical agility test, a background questionnaire and interview. They'll also have to go through a polygraph examination, a psychological test, medical examination, and then a controlled substance screening. Applicants need to be at least 20 years of age when they join the academy, but they must be 21 years of age by the time they graduate from the academy. Our starting salary is $46,238. Upon graduation from the academy, that will increase to $51,480 after graduation. They must be a U.S. citizen, be of sound physical and mental health, must meet Arizona Post and Phoenix Police Department drug standards, and no commission or conviction of a felony, and misdemeanor arrests will be looked at and reviewed for discretionary issues. With that, I'd like to introduce Councilmember Nowakowski.
You know, this is exciting because one of the things that when we have public meetings, people always ask, when are we going to hire more police officers? And the day has come, folks. And I really want to thank our mayor. I want to thank our city manager for their leadership in making sure that we had that budget, that we looked for those funds to make sure that we were able to hire new officers. The other thing, too, is that my colleagues have traveled to advocate for more officers, for more funding, for grant monies in Washington, D.C. You know, Thelda Williams, Kate Gallegos and Danny Valenzuela have always been strong advocates and have gone to Washington, have advocated here with our congressional delegation and all of my colleagues, and I want to thank them. And most of all, I really want to thank the people. I want to thank you all that go to those budget hearings, that go to the coffee with the cop, that go to our meetings with the council members and voice their opinion on how important it is. How important it is to have police officers out there on the street. How important it is that officers shouldn't be driving by themselves, that they should have a partner in that car with them for their safety. I want to thank you all for advocating, and most important, thank all the volunteers that are out there. All those block watch individuals that volunteer to protect their neighborhoods. All those people that are driving around in the Phoenix Neighborhood Patrol that work along with our police officers. And I really want to thank our chief for reaching out to the community and really making it a community effort when it comes to protecting our neighborhoods. Because now you have coffee with the cops and you have your commanders going out to our communities, organizing those communities and taking back their neighborhoods. So thank you so much. And I want to thank you all for making this a great day and continue to advocate, because we need more than 3,000 police officers. We need a lot more out there. So continue advocating, advocating, and advocating. Thank you. With that, I'd like to introduce to you our city manager, Ed Zuercher.
Thank you. You know, as city manager, I have the job of making sure that the mayor and council policies are implemented by our organization. And I know two of the highest priorities for the mayor and council, those standing here and all of them, is public safety and financial responsibility. And so this is really bringing those two things together. As has been said, it has been a while since we've been able to hire police officers, but because of the financial responsibility demonstrated by our mayor and our council, we now have the resources to begin hiring again. Earlier this spring, when we passed the budget, it was part of the budget was shared sacrifices. The employees pitched in, everybody pitched in. As a result of some of those shared solutions, we have the resources now to begin hiring police officers. And as the chief said, we'll begin hiring police officers in 2015. It feels like it's a long time in advance, but it really is about the high standards that we have for Phoenix employees, and particularly Phoenix police officers. We want the people who are joining our existing men and women on the Phoenix Police Department to be like them, of the highest character and professionalism. And the professionalism has been demonstrated, as the chief said, by the fact that with fewer police officers, we are reducing crime. That's a great partnership with the community, and it's a testament to our officers. So I'm very pleased to be here today on behalf of the organization to support this effort, to support the chief, and to bring forward the policies advocated by our mayor and council. So thank you, chief. And with that, I'll introduce Councilman Daniel Valenzuela.
I appreciate it. This is a great day for Phoenix. The announcement that was just made that will get us from approximately 2,800 police officers today to more than that 3,000 mark in the next couple of years. The goal is to obviously carry forth. Now, we do have low crime rates compared to what we've seen in the past, but what has not been mentioned is the reason we have those low crime rates, and a lot of it has to do with preventative measures. And it's just like a pendulum. When you think of crime rates, the more prevention that a community is prevention and awareness and education that a community is abreast of, the safer that community tends to be. Well, when a budget crisis hits, like it hit Phoenix and many other municipalities throughout the country, many times that's the first place where a department could cut. And at some point, you will see that pendulum start to move back. That's what we have been trying to prevent from day one over the last couple of years. And it looks like, fortunately, we are going to get some new police officers on the street to help the men and women who are doing a fine job already. Now, for those who are watching, we don't want anyone to think that, you know, this is something that Phoenix PD or the city of Phoenix has just sort of relaxed and have allowed to happen. This attrition and this number continuously dwindling. We have done and continue to do as much as we possibly can. Just last week, I've had the honor to represent Phoenix with the Department of Justice in Washington, D.C. to discuss yet another COPS grant of $3.1 million. Hopefully that will, if awarded, we would have 25 more police officers. That is over and above the announcement that the police chief just made. Last year, the city of Phoenix led another charge with the COPS grant for 15 police officers. We were awarded the largest COPS grant in the nation, and that was last year. So the efforts continue. Those efforts will continue. The most refreshing part of this press conference and this message has to do with the fact that, you know, we're not talking about grant money that will run out in a couple of years. We're talking about, as the city manager mentioned, responsibly, you know, balancing a budget that will include police officers, which is our #1 priority in this city. So with that, congratulations to our city manager, our mayor, our police chief, and of course, my colleagues on the council, and most of all, congratulations to the people of Phoenix. Thank you.
This is a great day for Phoenix, and one that I know the citizens have been very, very concerned about, as well as the officers, knowing that when they need a backup, there's going to be somebody rolling in, somebody that's trained. It's not an easy process. I know to make it in and through the academy is a great challenge, but we're looking for the brightest, the best, and those that are willing to embrace the job, recognize it's a passion, and we welcome them to apply quickly, and we want to get them through the academy. I'm hoping that not only this grant comes through, the economy continues to improve, that we can hire additional officers. But I want to congratulate Chief Garcia, the mayor, my fellow council members, and Ed Zuercher, because this is something we have worked very diligently to make sure that we were able to afford at least a small number and work to build the police force in the future. And I can say we are on target, we are moving forward, and we are going faster, I think, than we even hoped we would. So congratulations to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm Councilwoman Kate Gallego. I had the pleasure of traveling earlier this year to meet with the Department of Justice with Councilwoman Williams, and we are very excited that these meetings are being fruitful. We are very optimistic that we can continue to move forward in hiring more officers quickly. We are very excited about our success in reducing violent crime. And for those of you out there who are listening, who've been talking to us about property crime, we are listening, and this will be very helpful in improving how quickly we can investigate burglaries. We've heard you. We know this is a priority. We're also hopeful that this will help us make sure we have the diverse police force that's reflective of the community we serve. We want a police force that is representative, and this recruitment will help us achieve those goals. Thank you so much to everyone who made it possible.